The Paris Olympics organizers apologized to Christians for Last Supper parody.
Why apologize when you do something magnificent?
It was
so good.
Yeah. Why apologize for brilliant art?
Oh my God. So good. So good.
So good.
I don't even know what else to say.
So basically, as you can see up here, we're not going to hit play on the video because it wasn't loading and whatever. But you can see there's like potentially what might be the Last Supper behind this blue god-like naked, I'm going to say maybe a man. I don't know. They have a beard. I'm not going to gender them. But they're laying on a table of food. So anyways, so much about the Olympics opening just enraged Christians. And the parody of the biblical scene, it says here, performed against the backdrop of the river scene, was intended to interpret Dionysus and raise awareness of the absurdity of violence between human beings. Then they say here, clearly there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. The opening ceremony tried to celebrate community tolerance. The Paris 2024 spokesperson Anna Descamps told press conference, "We believe this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we are really sorry." That's the right response when there's this much outrage from Christians, because here's the number that we heard. 2.4 billion Christians on this planet, potentially, to try to boycott the Olympics. Not because there was a naked blue human being on a plate of food, but because potentially this was mocking the Last Supper of Christ. What a fickle faith. If you ask me.
You said it.
What a fickle faith.
Very fickle.
To be so outraged that you miss art completely. You know, something about, I think, what's interesting about France and Paris, Paris, is if you know anything about Paris, is the Parisians have the best everything.
Yeah.
And so that's their culture. That's kind of their like,
at least
best art, best music, best food.
That's what the world tells us too.
I mean, that's what Parisians tell us. So obviously they're going to bring out an opening ceremony that's going to poke the bear. It wasn't that long ago that there was a horrific club massacre at a gay club in France.
Yeah.
France has been through so much in their history. Talk about colonialism. If you've seen anything about France and how they respond to outrage in their country, like if the government's like, we're raising taxes 1%, cars get flipped, buildings go up in flames, and then the taxes don't go up.
It's a great example for what we should be doing in our country.
Right. So it's not shocking that this very much more progressive and like understood nation, maybe culturally, and sexually, and like there's so much more acceptance, I know, in French culture.
Yeah.
You know, but they also have their fair share of insane right-wing fascists as well.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy to me that something like this would cause, no, it's not crazy. It makes a lot of sense why something like this would cause such outrage. There was so many articles of Christian congressmen and spokespersons just like blasting the Olympics as being like Christians should boycott it nationwide or, you know, internationally.
I just think it's so funny that they think that this painting is anything of the Bible. Didn't Leonardo da Vinci paint this?
Right.
Like thousands of years after the Bible was written?
Right.
So you're more mad that we're mocking a painting.
Right. Leonardo da Vinci's painting.
Of an idea from the scriptures in the Bible that it's not even like, oh, it's factually true the way Leonardo made it look. And you guys are you're actually boycotting the fact that we're mocking Leonardo's painting. Nothing to do with Christianity. But yes, a fickle faith. Fickle faith.
It says here, France has a rich Catholic heritage, but also has a long tradition of secularism and clericalism.
Clericalism.
Oh my God,
tough word.
What a word.
Tough word.
Blasphemy is legal and considered by many to be an essential pillar of freedom of speech.
Hell yeah.
Supporters of the tableau praise its message of inclusivity and tolerance.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. What is freedom if you can't have an opinion on things like this? If you can't, you know, blasphemy a little bit.
I mean, it's just art. I think this is what art is. This is what art has always been doing. It's not like it's a shocker. I just think that right now, with the ways like our post I am God, you are God, and then 2,500 comments and 250 likes. The ratio is so astronomically imbalanced that the algorithms, all right, they do that. If something starts to trend and there's a louder voice, it's all about getting it to trend.
Yeah.
And so Christian outrage trends. These are loud voices. And so these loud voices spread not just like amongst the laymen, it gets like into people of power. And then they reshare these tweets. They start, they light that fire even more. And I fucking loved that opening performance. I went back. Yeah, I was like, I was at work too while we were having it play. And when that part came on, I was just like,
oh, dude, I woke up with like the biggest smile on my face that France has bigger balls than most other countries to do that right now.
Paris has the biggest balls.
Paris.